Jax, following a deadly officer-involved shooting in La Villa overnight. Police say the suspect who was shot was holding a knife to the throat of another man who was in a wheelchair and refused to drop the weapon.
Action News Jax has been live there at the scene on West State Street since 4:30 this morning. In just the last hour now, Action News Jax Elizabeth Pace spoke with a man who police say had that knife to his throat. Elizabeth, he says that he knew the suspect.
That's right. I've just spent the last 20 minutes or so talking to the victim over here. He says he just does not feel comfortable going on camera. He's still pretty shaken up about this whole shooting. But he did explain to me what happened last night. He says it happened right here on the sidewalk where it's wet. Now, this involves 3 men, the victim in a wheelchair, the suspect, and the officer involved. Now, the victim told me that he actually just met the suspect this week. He seemed like a nice, quiet guy, but for some reason last night, he was acting belligerent, holding a knife, threatening to hurt people. He didn't understand why he was so upset, but then all of a sudden, he came at him and put a knife to his throat. The victim says he was in a wheelchair at the time. We have some video of it from this morning. We found it surrounded by evidence markers. And once the officer got here, he remembers him yelling, "Put down the knife." The suspect refused. The officer says he feared for the victim's life and his own, and that's when he fired his gun, killing the suspect.
This further illustrates the point how quickly these things unfold and the decision making that has to be made in these type instances. It's really quick. He had to make that decision that he made in order to save a life.
Now, JSO says the officer was wearing body camera at the time and it captured the whole thing. Right now I'm reaching out to find when that could be available. But in the meantime, I did also find that we're right next to Trinity Rescue Mission. So I'm working to find out if the suspect could have been staying there at the time. Reporting live in La Villa, Elizabeth Pace, CBS 47 Fox 30, Action News Jax.